Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. Welcome back to another stream. Hopefully, you're all very eager to see what Koei Tecmo and EA Originals has in store for us, because they have another Wild Hearts trailer that is going to be coming out. It's going to be coming out in about 30 minutes or so. Let me just grab this. I swear that I was prepared right up until I got sick earlier today. But they're going to be coming out with another trailer, which according to the description, not description, but the title of the video, it is going to be 7 minutes of gameplay. 7 minutes of gameplay. And as you guys know, I have that tendency to ridiculously overanalyze every little thing as we go into it. So that's what we're going to be doing. So first we're going to be watching it. I'm going to be paying as close attention as I possibly can. Then we're going to be watching it again. And we are going to be like taking our sweet time analyzing every single aspect of it. And D. Luffy, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. Thank you. Thank you very much. Why are the YouTube notifications not... Oh, there it is. I was like, why are the YouTube notifications not working? What's going on? We need them notifications. But yeah. Now, again, for those of you that are new here, I always like to start these types of live streams a little bit earlier so that it gives time for the YouTube to like propagate the notifications and all that stuff. Gives time for people to come on in, and before we have to like brutally analyze this trailer to the best of my ability, we can also have little conversations and stuff like that. So hopefully everyone's having a good afternoon. Hopefully you guys are ready. In the meantime, while we're waiting to keep ourselves busy, I figured that we'd take a look at some of the artwork that we have here. Also, just a fair warning, I have to drink some honey lemon tea because my kids got me sick, which is very bad, but yeah. Victor Andre Angle, that's going to be the 18th of October, dude. 18th of October. So we're expecting one full hunt. I don't think that in I mean, at least I would hope that 7 minutes is not enough for a full hunt. Like, to me, the sweet spot for a full hunt for a video game like this is like the 20-minute mark if you're a complete noob. And that's like as you start optimizing, like 7 minutes to me should be like speed running levels. That's the way that I would look at it. Because I want like a slower paced experience. Bobby Wertham, I'm curious if EA and Koei are going to take the free-to-play route like Dauntless or not. They are not. This is going to be a box price. These are informations that we already know. I talked about this with Eric's on the conversation that I had with him. So we already know this information through interviews and stuff that they have done. And no, it is going to be a single purchase, and it is not going to have any microtransactions in it at launch, according to the developers. Not even cosmetics, apparently, at launch. Again, this is what they've told us. This is not me saying, oh, it's definitely not going to happen. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. This is what they've said in interviews, is that there's not going to be microtransactions at launch. This is an important stream. The streamer Ruri realizes he switches from maining Monster Hunter to Wild Hearts. Phil Moore, that's that's some wishful thinking there. Thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. But I highly doubt it. I highly doubt that is the case. But it's like I like playing multiple games, so it's fine. I don't need to main Wild Hearts. I just want to play it, you know? Rory, can you play Wild Hearts on PS4? Only PS5. Apparently, it's only going to be on PlayStation 5, but it has crossplay. So if you have friends on the Xbox camp, friends on the PC camp, you can play with all of them. But I do believe it's only PS5. Can it be played single player? I believe so. Again, these are details because it's like the game is 3-player co-op. But as far as I understand, you can play the whole thing solo. This is what I remember from what I've seen so far, at least, so we'll see. Day 2 microtransactions would be hilarious. Loop Garu, I got high hopes for Koei's work, but I don't trust EA at all. I understand. I understand that sentiment. The one thing that I always like to bring out whenever that comes up is that it's not EA, just EA, it's EA Originals. And so far, EA Originals has actually been pretty consumer friendly with a lot of the titles that they put out. I mean, just look at the stuff that Hazelight published under there. Look at the Unravel game as well. Like, there's a lot of cool indies that come out of EA Originals that are not grossly over monetized. So, you know, who knows? We'll see. Victor Andre Angel, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. And Extreme Gunner, thank you very much for becoming grossly incandescent. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. Yeah, exactly. I think like you guys know me, I am extremely critical whenever it comes to a lot of publishers. I'm extremely critical of EA, for sure. I've been extremely critical of them in the past. I continue to be extremely critical of them. But it is important to also recognize when some of these publishers do okay, which is a lot of the stuff that came out of EA Originals. That's my understanding, at least. I also have to stress that Koei Tecmo are worse in terms of DLC and microtransactions. We'll see when the game comes out. That's the way that I'm looking at it. Right now, they're saying no microtransactions at launch. But I know that Koei Tecmo, particularly I've heard that like Dead or Alive series is like insanity when it comes to that stuff. Angie, thank you very much for being grossing with us for 3 months. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. Thank you. We haven't had a chance to tune into your live recently. What's the most cursed anomaly quest now? I think it's going to be Rajang. I think it'll definitely have to include Rajang, because Rajang is pretty much a counter to my current build. So that would force me to play a different playstyle. So it'd be Rajang, and maybe Furious Rajang as well, just to spice things up. Or I don't know. Like, I was thinking that maybe Gore Magala would be challenging, but Gore, I pretty much pummeled Gore into the dirt earlier this morning. Like, it wasn't even remotely challenging on a level 108, I think. So I don't know what'll be the last one. But it's like, to me, I think a really cursed quest would potentially be Rajang, Furious Rajang, and Apex or Zeros. It's just small targets that make it hard for me to land stuff with my gun lance. Go wild at heart with Monster Hunter. Sure thing, Victor. Toki then is MTX heavy, though? It is? I never bought anything in Toki then. Like, I've played Toki then Kiwami, and I played Toki then 2. I never bought anything there, so I don't know exactly what the microtransactions were on there. But we'll see. Oh, right, Scorned Maggie can be a secondary monster. Actually, it needs to include Scorned Maggie. That's a good point. I forgot that Scorned Maggie can be a secondary monster now. By the way, guys, while you're all here, I would just like to say that I appreciate you all being here. And if you guys are enjoying the stream so far, you can always hit the like button. That helps us out immensely. So thank you for doing that. Thank you. Imagine a Wild Hearts crossover with Monster Hunter. It would be so different. Who knows? We have to look. We have to give a proper look at gameplay. Like, let's rewatch the previous trailer. I don't know if there's anybody here that didn't watch the previous trailer. Let me just go ahead and pause the music. This is the first trailer that they showed last time, which we already like overanalyzed and went into interviews and looked at it and whatnot. But have a look-see, guys.
So, visitors to the land of the East.
The gameplay is at the top of the hour, so about 23 minutes. Look at Piggy.
Is fraught with danger.
Piggy looks so amazing.
The kimono grow ever more desperate. They battle for territory. They clash for prey. But in you is the power to stop this. In you, there is the seed.
I hope they bring this energy to the soundtrack in the game. Like, look at the energy that we go to from here. Like, actually pay attention to the soundtrack. But before we continue, though, let me just acknowledge this. Extreme Gunner, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. I'll answer your question in greater detail in just a bit. Let me put that down there. And Philip Grubham, thank you very much for being with us for 4 months. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. Thank you. But, like, guys, actually pay attention to the soundtrack and the energy that the music goes from. Like, you see right now, it's very traditional, like at this point.
Not with danger.
You see that? Okay, this is not as traditional at this point, but like, you hear the sounds from the, I think it's the shamisen or whatever. Now listen to the energy that starts going into it.
They battle for territory. They clash for
Now.
prey. But in you,
Now it starts. Yeah.
is the power to stop
Like,
this.
I hope they bring this type of energy to the actual tracks in the game.
In you, there is the seed of invention. You need only heart.
You know what I'm saying?
Trust that in so doing, the seed will soon grow. You will become a force of nature.
I love this part too with the bomb. Like, this is gonna be me. Everybody's just like making their little platforms and stuff and climbing and flying and stuff. And then there's gonna be Rurikhan just like, what? I'm just planting my 10th bomb. Is that what? What do you want from me? I'm just planting the 10th bomb. What's wrong?
And tame a world gone wild.
More like Rurikhan. Yeah. That's what's up. Now, you were asking Extreme Gunner. Extreme Gunner put up the question, and this I think is a very pertinent question that I feel like we should address. But again, guys, I'm sorry that I have to remind you, 680 of you guys, can we get some more likes on stream? It's just, I hate doing it, but like Aunt Susan will kill me if I don't do this. Like Aunt Susan will throttle my channel to the ground, so I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm sorry. But anyways, answering the question. Do I think Wild Hearts is going to be able to compete with Monster Hunter? And the answer is quite simply no. There's no way. But I don't think it should. I don't think it should try to compete with Monster Hunter. And let me explain why. Monster Hunter is a series that exists God knows how many I mean, I don't know exactly how many years ago that it started, but it was like a long, long time ago, right? So Monster Hunter has existed for all of these years. They have expertise that they've built upon across multiple years. There's no way that you're going to have a team step up and just be like, oh yeah, we're competition to Monster Hunter now. It doesn't have to necessarily compete. It has to provide players with an alternative. And then in time, it can come to compete depending on the talent of the studios involved, depending on the quality of the game. I don't think it has to compete with it right now. I just think it wants to throw its hat in the ring and figure out what we can do and figure out if they've got something here that the audience is interested in. And I think that that's the way to do it. You can't just like, you guys remember how many times people would talk about the WoW killer? Like, what a waste of time, right? Nobody's going to kill WoW. It's never going to happen, but you know. Ms. Tummy Giggles, do you think Omega Force will bring over any of the Musu DNA to Wild Hearts? No, I don't think so. Thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. Thank you. Maybe when it's had 5 years or so under their belt. Exactly. Like, the studio already has some experience because they did do Tokiden, right? So they have some experience, but I don't think they're like on the level of being able to just compete with Monster Hunter, especially since the explosive like advancement that Capcom did to the Monster Hunter series with the introduction of Monster Hunter World, right? Like, it makes it very hard for anyone to just straight up compete with that. WoW's trying to kill itself. Yeah, exactly. WoW grabs the Infinity Gauntlet. Fine, I'll do it myself. I hope not. I want to enjoy Dragonflight, dude. I hope it's good, but who knows. Combat won't be able to compete. Monster Hunter combat is perfect. Yeah. It's like Monster Hunter gives you a lot of control when you're fighting big creatures. If Wild Hearts boils down to like swiping at the legs of the monsters, that would not do it. But Wild Hearts is doing the thing with like the little building things and whatnot. And it seems to have a little, like, you see right here, right? You see that right here with the parasol, the character is attacking up from the air. This is what you want to see. You want to see combat that is not just in the ground. Because if all of your combat is in the ground, then you know, it's going to be boring. You have like these giant creatures and you're swiping at their feet, which unfortunately tends to happen a lot in Souls games, for instance. Even though you guys know me, I love Souls games, but a lot of boss fights end up being us just like swiping at the legs of some monster. So it's like, that's what I want to see. I want to see like aerial attack. I want to see how you're going to make fighting these monsters be an epic experience, which is something that Monster Hunter already does. Didn't like Tokiden or God Eater. Dauntless was fun at first. We'll see. Wild Hearts needs this game to do good because Monster Hunter World will work harder and better the next game. Exactly. Like, everybody wins when video games are good. It still surprises me that people don't understand that. People are always like, oh, I hope this game fails miserably. And it's like, but why? If the game does good, it's better for everyone. Well, it depends on the game. Because, like, if you're talking about a mobile game riddled with microtransactions, then no, actually, I hope it fails fucking miserably to show everybody that you can't keep pulling that off. Like, if you're talking about Diablo Immortal, that I definitely hope fails miserably because it's a microtransaction riddled piece of trash. But if the game is not a microtransaction riddled piece of trash, obviously I want it to do fantastic. Read any of the Monster Hunter mangas? Nope. Competition is important for innovation, 1,000%. Think one issue is the anime. Oops. Mistakes were made. I think one issue is the animation as well. Seems less dedication to move, so it's really not comparable. I mean, we'll see, because we got like a couple of snippets of gameplay in that trailer. We haven't really gotten that much. This game doesn't have gun lance. 0 out of 10. Exactly. Needs a gun lance. Now, actually, it's like, of course, they don't need a gun lance, but I want at least one weapon with a shield. I mean, come on. Come on, Koei Tecmo, give me one weapon with a shield. You guys needed to do Tokiden 2 to bring out sword and shield. Don't do the same here. Don't wait until Wild Hearts 2 to have a shield weapon. Come on. FIFA crossover Wild Hearts collaboration in the future? Hopefully not. Definitely hope not. I do really need this game to be good because I'd like to break up my hunting with more hunting. Yes. Rurikhan, people underestimate how difficult it is to balance weapons for Monster Hunter to make all weapons viable. That's something tons of games still struggle with, of course. Not even just weapons, but like classes in RPGs as well. It's the same thing. Some classes always end up being more powerful than others. Eldritch Academy, no, don't do this. Stop. Get help. Get help. Look at Monkey Boy here. We have some art here in the official Twitter account. Look at Monkey Boy. This is Eric's favorite monster, by the way. What an absolute beast. I forget their names. I know they're referred to as kimono, but I forget the actual names. Uzma. Look at Wolfie Boy. With nature stuff growing out of him. This was everybody's favorite back then. I'm assuming it's still the same thing now. Everybody loves this one for some reason. Do you think the DLC should be free? I mean, to me, the preferable way to do DLC when it comes to these games is the tried and true method of the ultimate expansion or the G rank expansion. Just like, you know, resell the game later with like a full additional tier of difficulty, new monsters, new mechanics, all of that. That to me is the tried and true method of this type of game. And I think it works fantastic. Because instead of them relying like on people just like, oh, do we want a nickel and diamond, this, that, and the other? It's like, no, just sell one big expansion with more monsters, more things, boom, and then work on another one. I think that, to me, that is actually my favorite business model out of any video game, actually. Like the way the Monster Hunter does it, where it's like, here's the game, you play it, and then it's like, okay, now here's the G rank expansion with all of these new monsters and all of these new things and all of these events and maybe even like new moves for your weapon and blah, 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 blah. And now we make a new one. Yami Florence, thank you very much for being grossly incandescent for 18 months. I really appreciate it. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. And it's like, the reason why I say this, by the way, because a lot of people are always talking about, oh, let's do the Battle Pass business model. A lot of people were talking about, oh, let's do the Fireborn expansion the Monster Hunter world. The reason I prefer them to do one expansion and then make a new game is because that allows them to innovate. That allows them to innovate, that allows them to improve the engine, that allows them to come up with new mechanics, that allows them to do something new, as opposed to always being stuck on the same game. And I think that that breeds a lot more innovation than just like, oh, here's the game, boom, done. Well, yeah, Big Lord, I'm talking about the current iteration that they're doing, which is like you can either buy the whole game or you can just buy the expansion. Basically, the World Iceborne business model. That is what I think is the best way to do it. The devs already said there will be no microtransactions. Yeah, I already talked about that, Josh May, because a lot of people were asking about that. One huge expansion helps not to segregate the player base as well. Yeah, you don't want to have like multiple expansions. Heath Reynolds, the gameplay is going to go live in about 10 minutes. I have the video right here. It premieres in 9 minutes. I just always start the live streams early so that we can all hang out and talk a little bit about what we're about to watch. Why was the Yankutku not in Monster Hunter World? Because at the end of the day, they didn't make the... Let me get a piece of paper and write you your parenting license. Certified dad joke right there. How good do you think Tokiden's weapons were? I mean, at the time, they felt pretty good. I liked them because they were very different. Like, there were actually weapons that I didn't even know how to play all that well. Because they required, like, inputs at the time that you... It was like you had an input to strike and then another input to increase the damage as it was about to hit the monster, if I remember correctly. There was a mechanic like that. There was the bow, which was very different. There was the Kusarigama, which allowed you to climb up to the monsters. There was the spear, which the spear in that game is almost like the longsword, if I remember correctly. But it's been a while since I've played Tokiden, so I might be talking out of my ass. But it was really good. I liked it a lot. I like the weapons. I think that they were diverse enough, so they did a good job of keeping up with the diversity of weapons for sure. Just do the 2x speed trick again, Rurikhan. Yeah, listen, we can't abuse our power now. We can't abuse our power. No, you didn't miss the gameplay yet, Great Sage and Tori. Gameplay goes live in about 9 minutes. Yeah, Sword and Shield from the second I really liked. It was almost like a Charge Blade type situation. Yeah, I hope we get more weapons in this trailer as well. Like I said, I want to see a shield weapon. I need a shield weapon. That's all I'm saying. I always want a shield weapon. Shields up, Iron Breakers, all that. I need a shield weapon. Cheeto, I think that the potential for that happening is very high. Yes. Rurikhan, can you confirm that single player mode can be accessed offline? I can't confirm that yet because they haven't confirmed that yet. The moment I know, I will confirm it. What I can confirm is that I would love to interview any of the developers if you guys are down for an interview. If anybody happens to watch this. I'd love to do it because I love doing interviews. But like, listen, I don't want no 10-minute interview, okay? I want you to let me speak to somebody for about 30 minutes. We don't have to do it live. We can do it offline and we can edit it and do whatever. But like, I want like at least 30 minutes of conversation with someone because that's the way that I like doing interviews. Will this have a story mode? Yes. They already confirmed that the story mode itself, like if you're just doing Critical Path, it'll be about 30 hours. But being a hunting game, you can spend over 100 hours like hunting and min-maxing your set. This is what they've already said in an interview. So yeah. You could interview Ye, but it's $9.99 a minute. Can we have a Kusarigama? I mean, maybe. Who knows? But I want a shield. To me, I want a shield. PC or also console? Both. It is going to be on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X. And it's going to feature crossplay across all platforms. Is there an endgame, Rurikhan? I would assume so, considering that they said Critical Path is 30 hours and then you can spend over 100 hours playing it. So I'd expect there to be a considerable endgame. Also, sorry, my nose is itchy because allergies. Apologize. What do you think of Monster Hunter storytelling in the number games? I think that Monster Hunter 4 had the best story. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate had the best story of any Monster Hunter game, as far as I'm concerned. That includes Monster Hunter stories games as well. Imagine they do a collab with Monster Hunter and they bring Plesioth to Wild Hearts. Oh no! Why Plesioth out of all things? How long does everyone wants the hunts to be? You see that's actually an interesting thing. Let's do that. What is your optimal... No, what is your desired average hunt time? So like the idea is to get a grasp of what would you guys prefer to have. And we're going to go every 10 minutes. So like 10 minutes. No, let's actually give it a 15 and then 20 and 30. 10 minutes, 15, 20, and 30. Let's go 10 minutes or less. 30 or more. Let's see what people want. The poll is going to go up in chat right now. Oh my god. Is my chat exploding? Can you guys see the poll? I feel like chat is blowing up right now. The window does not appear to be working. Let me try refreshing it. Did it work? I guess the poll didn't work. I'll do it again. Okay, I'll put it up again. Give me a second. I don't know what happened. 10 minutes or less. 15 minutes. 20 minutes. 30 minutes or more. Okay, let's try this again. Please don't explode. Okay, there we go. There's the poll. Get your votes in. I don't know if this works on mobile or not. I hope it does. $15 to 20 minutes, I would say, is good for a new monster. Afterwards, you can do 10 minutes or less. Yeah, I'm talking about like your first monster. Like, to give you guys an idea, my personal take on this would be around the 20-minute mark. I would like hunts to last about 20 minutes. I like taking my time in a hunt. That, to me, is ideal. That's actually one of the reasons why I've really been enjoying the high-level anomalies, because they really stretch the duration on account of the fact that monsters just have a ton of HP. Feels really good. No, Joshua, I already said I didn't read any of the Monster Hunter mangas. 10 minutes too short. I agree. I think the 10 minutes is too little. 20 minutes for me, I mean, that includes getting there, tracking that. Exactly. It's the whole, it's the session, basically. It's the session of you hunting that monster is what I'm talking about. So let's take a look at the results here. How many votes we have? We have 453, 465, which is like a good representation. And like, if you actually see here, you guys can see. Actually, I'm surprised that how many people want 15 minutes and 20. Because, like, I would expect more people to be in the 10 minutes or less, considering that everybody's always obsessing over speed running and gotta go fast. I like the fact that a lot of you guys are actually, no, I'm taking my time, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Dude, this is like valuable information. I could be selling this information to Koei Tecmo right now. Like this, I'm doing your market research right now, Koei. I just want you, I'm doing your market research right now, bro. What the hell? Oh, this is funny. We're doing market research for the game right now, guys. That's what we're doing. I'm actually a market researcher in disguise. I'm working for Koei Tecmo. Working for Koei Tecmo and EA Originals doing market research. Thank you very much for participating in this poll. But yeah, 15 minutes, about 15 minutes wins. So between like 15 and 20 minutes appears to be the sweet spot for most people, which is cool. Pay the band a free copy for a review. Send them an invoice. Exactly. Kept down on afflicted Anjanath. I'm a Monster Hunter vet too. Hey, dude, Philip Burnett, like, listen, practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect, dude. Which monster looks coolest to you from the 7 pictures? Piggy Boy. I like Piggy Boy. Look at Piggy Boy. Look at him. Look at how happy he is. Look at how many eyeballs he has. He looks so happy. Doesn't he just look... look, he's a picture of happiness. Look at him. How can you not like Piggy Boy? I mean, come on. There are two types of Monster Hunter players, the people who like the hunt or the people who like the fight. Yeah, this is true. This is very true. So is Wild Hearts a Monster Hunter kind of game? Yes. Yes, it is, Ward Meeks. It's going to be released in February. Austin Shaw, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. Thank you. Monster Hunter was my first hunting game, but I'm hyped for this one. Can't wait to see your gameplay, good sir. Keeps me going. I'm glad you enjoy it, dude. Seems to be suffering? No. He's having... Okay, top 10 everything. That's maybe a bit much. I see a ton of bacon. Of course you would. I think he's a nice looking piggy. I think he's a good boy. I think he's going to be a very good boy. Casey Jones, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. What Monster Hunter game felt like the most beefiest hit and fighting for you? I think it would have to be World Iceborne. Had the beefiest hits. And the beefiest fighting as well. Personally. It's a quill shot from Dauntless. No, quill shot looks very different. Quill shot has like porcupine spikes. What's your opinion on the umbrella having a shield stance remote? I hope not, because I don't want to play with the umbrella weapon. I think it looks cool, but it's not my style. And thank you very much for the souls, by the way, Miru. Thank you very much. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. Okay, here we go again. Guys, we're gonna do the trick. We're gonna do the special trick again. We're going to the future, boys. Sanji, I'd rather not, to be honest. Oh my god. Stop it. Let me get rid of these bots. The bots waited until the stream started, dude. I swear that some of these people that do the bots, they're actually watching my stream. And they're waiting for the right time. Cheats activated speedrun? Exactly. Does that actually work? It works until you catch up, because like there's a bit of a buffer period, right? And so it works until you catch up to the buffer, because they give you like a buffer of 20 or 30 seconds. This just lets you skip that buffer. You can't actually go too fast into the thing. We'll fast forward you while you fast forward their stream. We'd be done already, exactly. Charlie Allen, it'll be available as a VOD, so don't worry about it. Guys, once again, we're about to go in. I'm not going to be responding to chat alerts or anything like that while we're watching the presentation. So let me just do something real quick. I'm going to pause here a little bit because I want to get myself a bigger buffer so that's not staggering. But yeah, we're going to go in, hit the like button, and let's see what we get with this 7 minutes of gameplay. I'm focusing, and then we're going to hyper-analyze it to the nth degree. Do you have developer commentary or no? I guess not. You have my commentary. The hunt for King Tusk. Ooh, it's Piggy Boy! Helicopter? Okay, so it's looking like an arena. I hope he moves. Like, I don't want to just have it be an arena fight. Look at the city in the background. Oh! Dude, the freedom of movement! That's pretty good. Remember that these cost resources. Ooh, there he is. Looks like it's the whip sword. What was that? Like he launched himself with something. Cart. One shot. Homeboy got one shot. He's moving. Okay, good. This was one of the things that I was wondering if it was going to be an arena style thing or if he could move. Player 2 has arrived. So it looks like they're not going to be revealing new weapons. If there even are new weapons. I'm going to find it very hard to take that parasol seriously. Oh, I just... Sorry, guys. I'm just like... I see something, I'm like, I should pause. I'll pause later. I'll pause at the end. Sorry. That was instinct. Roar. Aerial attack right there. Bonk! The big bonker. Okay, they made a wall so that I give a head bonk. Looks like Parasol has a shield mode. Ooh, heartbreak. Second phase. Player 3 has arrived. Duels? That's a new weapon that we hadn't seen before. It looked like blades, but they were held like tonfas. I don't know the name of that weapon. Shuriken. Me likey. I like that weapon. That's my favorite weapon so far. Looks like they got him. Oh, there's a finishing blow. Looks like there's a finishing blow. Tame a world gone wild. Looks like the map is going to be pretty big. A phoenix! My favorite mythological creature! Alright. Let's reload this because this is going to it should transform into an actual video, which will give us more quality. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to lower the volume because I'm going to be pausing a whole lot. Now we're going to be over-analyzing this thing to the nth degree. So, those of you who've enjoyed the stream so far, hit the like button. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. I have a shout-out that I got to give. Give me a second here. What is going on with Stream Elements? Why are you exploding, Stream Elements? Get your stuff together. Like, what the hell? Oh, here it is. It was... Oh, actually, I don't have one. What? I thought I had I thought I missed something. Looks like I didn't. But I had missed like a dono or something. I don't think so. Yeah, I think I have everything. Nice to see Sacred Sheath, retry of Heal Guy. Thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. Okay. So listen, guys. You can hit the like button right now. You can subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all that jazz. Now we're going to be over-analyzing the crap out of this. So, let's start. So, take us to the actual gameplay. Okay, so one of the first things that I do know, again, from an interview, is that it's going to be, apparently, this is not properly explained because this is translated from a German interview, but apparently it's going to be one map. It is not open world, but there is the concept of seasons. And my prediction is that this map is going to be huge, and depending on the season that you're in, you're going to see a lot of differences within the map, depending on whether if it's winter, summer, spring, all of that. So technically speaking, it's going to be 4 huge maps, if I'm correct, which there's a lot of speculation there. XenoCloud, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. Big Lord, that is my interpretation, particularly after what we saw in this gameplay. Because you can see like a lot of, like, what? Just watch, right? The hunt for King Tusk, like, just look at how much there is to explore. You can't see a whole lot here. We're about to go into the helicopter thingy. But yeah, like, see how you have that city over there? I'm assuming that that is going to be our hub. So this is probably going to be one of the earlier hunts. I'm assuming. Again, a lot of assumptions being made here. But I think this is going to be one of our earlier hunts. And I think that that over there that we see to the left is going to be the hub of where you take on quests and stuff like that. If there's one of the things that I would like to see about games like this, by the way, as like a future feedback thing, I would love to see the hub develop as you advance. I think that's always interesting. I think that that is something that more games could do, where the more you advance, the more hunts you do and all of that, like everything kind of like develops. Maybe even have the player potentially choose a couple of things here and there that can like help you get the certain tiers faster or something like that. The certain weapons, specific weapons faster. I think that could be an interesting experiment to play around with. And then when you would load into a different player's hub, I think it'd be interesting if like every player would have like their own little hub thing, right? Never thought the shield joke would be true. I have no idea what you're talking about, Miru, but thank you for the souls. Tip of the hat. So it's important that everybody knows that these little things that we are crafting, the little structures and things, all of these use resources that you collect throughout the map and from monsters and stuff like that. But it seems to me like these resources are not going to be very prohibitive if you pay attention to how many times he uses it during the fight. But I think that this is cool. Like, look. And you can see that there's the village over there and like the bridge is broken. That might have been something, again, if we're speculating in terms of lore, this might have been something that they did in order to ensure the survival of the civilization, whatever civilization this happens to be. Because maybe monsters became too uncontrollable. And so they're like, okay, we got to blow up the bridge to make sure that the monsters can't actually reach here. But then there's monsters that fly, so, but at least you get rid of the land monsters. This, I think, is really cool. You build the thing, you get to choose a place that you want to go to, you shoot it, boom. Looks like it's going to be very free-flowing, which is nice.
If only I could be so grossly
I like the freedom of what you get with this. His Dudeness, thank you very much for becoming grossly incandescent. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. Again, just look at how often he crafts the stuff, right? Here's another one. So here's the first attempt, which is at the top of the mountain. He built a platform for an aerial attack. The animations look okay. I've seen a lot of you guys say that they could do with more weight. I don't know if the video format is the best way to convey that. I kind of feel like you need a little bit of feedback for it, but so far I don't think it looks bad. And by the way, this move that he did right here, this is actually another construction thing that he does. Like if you pay attention, like watch, he'll actually put a construction down when he does the jumping attack. Right here. See? He constructs something, instantly jumps on it, and gets launched forward. At least that's what it looks like, unless that was just like a misclick or something. And again, you can see it here again. Like, watch. He's going to build something that's going to ignite the sword for him. See? You press the button, and then he pressed the attack, and the sword ignites. And now it's a flaming sword. So this is some kind of construction that is able, potentially has a little bit of oil inside of it or something, and it triggers the spark, and he's able to coat the sword in flames, and go like... So you get this. This could be interesting depending on how they may or may not have an elemental weapon system, which it would seem that the pig would probably be very vulnerable to fire. I think that would make sense. I wonder if monsters will have health bars. I hope not. One of the cool things about these games is to not have health bars. I'm not a big fan of how Dauntless did it, where they added health bars. And it looks like it lasts for a while, the flaming effect. So this is a springboard type mechanic. We've seen this used by player 3 a little bit further ahead. You can see you got a little spring mechanism here. And it looks like you get to choose a direction. So in this case, he did it. And then he jumped sideways because he potentially was expecting the monster to charge that way. And he was going to flank, but the monster just readjusted. So this was not particularly useful. He was able to ignite the sword again, and then he gets completely and obliterated and absolutely trampled. His Dudeness, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat, appreciate the support. Your take on monster count, 10, 15 more. Taking into account the detail of the monsters that they are showing, I think they're probably going to be shooting for 10 monsters, maybe. And then like maybe a more special spectacle fight, like maybe 11. But I don't think they're going to have a lot, especially because you have to take into consideration, right? Because people look at Monster Hunter games nowadays, like it took years for them to get to the point where they're at. And this is a brand newcomer to the genre. I don't think they're going to have a huge variety of monsters. So I think you're looking at like between 10 and 12. The whole thing is going to be how to utilize it. Like, are we going to have multi-monster hunts? Are they going to be able to like tag team against you? Or are they going to hit each other? And how's that going to interact? I think it's going to be more around that than necessarily about anything else, but we'll see. So he carded. Now, I don't think that when you're playing the actual game that you're going to respawn on a place like this. I think you should respawn at like a campsite, and this does not look like a campsite to me. Dude, I love the monster like moving through the map, but although there is one thing that I don't know how they can fix this, obviously, because this is just a monster roaming through the world. But there's one thing about the feeling of the way that monsters feel natural to fight. And the whole thing about a monster navigating the map is something that I definitely want. I want the monsters to swap locations. But it kind of sucks when there's just like predictable arenas. Like you can see in the map, oh, here's where the fights can happen. And there's no fights in between. Like I almost wish that monsters can do something to you if they catch you in a transitionary period. Like maybe not a full-on fight, but at least like bash you, throw you around, do a grapple, do something. And you have to like, you know, because a lot of times it feels very artificial when you have a monster just like, oh, I'm just going to switch areas, and you just switches areas and nothing happens in the transaction period, in the whatchamacallit, in the period where they're moving locations, basically. Xenocloud, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. Thank you. Player 2 has arrived. I'm not a big fan of the Parasol being the one with the shield, but it looks like that's what's going to happen. Okay, so here's an important one. He's going to carve. Let's see what happens when he carves. Okay, Riz McLean, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. I don't really have tips for hunting horn, dude. Although I have like a full video guide. You can look up hunting horn guide Rurikhan in this channel and you'll find that. But I can't just like give you tips for hunting horn right now. I'm not even playing hunting horn Sunbreak. But taking into attention here, Mudblow Toad, Dragon Crest Stone, Cubed Meat. I'm assuming cubed meat you'll be able to like make meals and stuff for potential buffs, maybe even stamina, who knows. Number of possessions, 7. What is that? 7 possessions. Ingredients, 7 out of 10. Okay, so the number of possessions is how many things you have on you? No. I don't know what that is. Best to hope the construct mechanic isn't too clunky. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. It can't be. If it's too clunky, then the whole game is a failure. Because I don't think that constructing is going to be optional. I think you have to build things. I think you're definitely going to have to build things. Dragon Crest Stone might be one of the materials that you need in order to do the building things. Okay, this right here is a guidance system. See how it pulses outwards from him? They're probably going to call this like Hunter's Instinct or something like that. And it tracks where the monster is. Not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this. I feel like nowadays there's too much, particularly like, you know, because Monster Hunter sets the bar for all of these, right? There's too much focus on always knowing exactly where the monster is. I feel like there's a mystique to not knowing where the monster is and having to figure out or having to do some kind of mechanic to keep tabs on him. Maybe this could be something where you can like slap a sticker on a monster, because it kind of like makes sense from a Japanese standpoint, because they have like those stamps and stuff that they do, right? Maybe you stamp the monster almost like a paintball, right? And then this thing can aim towards that. But I feel like it needs to be more involved to feel like a hunt, as opposed to, because like this, it feels more like a fight, right? You always know where the monster is. So, you know, it's basically Scott Flies. It's a GPS. A talisman, yes, talisman. Like this just straight up goes straight to the monster from what it seems. The other guy makes a little... I mean, I feel like this was not necessary, but... Sure. You just get there faster. So there's roars. This is a pretty big arena, though. Like, look at how big the place is, because the monster itself is pretty huge. Notice how there's a hole in this wall. This could potentially be the entry that he comes in from, which kind of like makes sense. He does appear to have almost like spikes in his back. Almost like you guys were saying, like Quill Shot in Dauntless, but it's not. But he does have like almost spikes in his back. But this is more like overgrown weeds, I feel like, that act as his fur or moss or something like that. Bonk. Big deliberate attacks. Tremors. See here, look at how seamless that was, right? Boop. Straight into the aerial attack. Oh wow, he broke a little bit of the building there. Dude, this is amazing. This thing here with the hammer, dude, my allergies are killing me today. This thing with the hammer, I love it. Look at that. Bonk. I wonder if you get extra KO damage if you hit him in the head. Again, with the thing that generates flames. Looks like a little sliding mechanic gave him invincibility frames. This one is cool. Like, he built one next to the other, and it just formed like a wall. Bonk. Was he sent flying from that? Did I see that right? Let's see that frame by frame. Boom. Whoa! He's just like straight up sent flying. Or no? Yeah, look at him! Oh my god! Look at that! It was like, oh yeah, we'll just send you flying. Whee! Oh my god. That is a massive opening. So the wall sends him flying, but the giant hammer doesn't. The giant hammer slams down. So the wall basically has like some kind of a wind contraption. It's like a wind bomb. Just poof. He has to take falling damage though. Like a monster that big falling down, that shit's got... Oh, look at him falling. Now he's going to go in for the helicopter thing. Going straight for the head. What is that? Like he did something that gave him like some kind of a special glowy thingamajig. Looks like they broke the one of the tusks with the wall thing. Oh no, actually, was that the parasol that broke the tusk? Yeah, because here's the tusk. Yeah, he has both tusks. Parasol goes in. Damn it, that was not... It doesn't really give you good visibility of what happens. See, this feels like a special move right here. He's coming in with a special move. No, wait. So here's what he does. He flips the thing in reverse and then spins it to propel himself downwards. That's pretty cool. He's like a helicopter. Boom. Hits the horn in the ground here. Pow! And that green stuff is from him breaking it. So it looks like potentially you could get a buff from breaking apart. Like whenever you break apart, again, this is just conjecture, but it looks like you might get a buff from part breaking. Helicopter, helicopter. Yeah, see, it looks like he's absorbing the power from the part break that he just did. I thought it was like a special attack that was charging him up, but now I'm thinking it's probably going to be from breaking the part. And it looks like the part has a glow to it. So you'll probably have to do something to like carve it or something. Okay. He's going to go into phase 2, which is going to involve fire. So I'm assuming now he's not going to be very vulnerable to fire. Player 3 joins in. He's got the spring-loaded thing ready to go. See, look at this. This is some crazy, like, staff weapon that breaks apart in two that can be used like a tonfa, like a shuriken, or like a staff. That is pretty wild. See, as he sheathes it, it becomes just like one big staff. I even thought it was the longsword. Oh no, but it always breaks apart, I think, when he uses it. No, he used it as a staff there, so you can choose to use it as a staff-type weapon or as a dual tonfas type situation. Interesting that the second phase takes into account whether or not you broke his tusks, because you can see that the left tusk remains broken. What is that? That was a flash bomb. So that little structure that he just did there is a flash bomb. Watch, it's like a little cannon. Fires off. Poof. and then explodes into a flash of light. I don't know if he landed it though, because I feel like King Tusk moved past it and then it exploded like around there. Poof. So it would have probably missed him there as a flash bomb, I think. Then there's the bomb. See, now this is the cool part. Look at this. This is really cool. He makes a Fuma Shuriken. Then he uses the Shuriken to detonate the bomb prematurely. I'm assuming if a player detonates the bomb prematurely, they'll take damage, and that's why they're not doing it. Yeah, I really like the split-up weapon the most so far, of the weapons that were presented. Because it's a transformation-type weapon, and I dig that. What was that? What was that explosion there? What did you build? Okay, so in there was just like one of the things to propel him forward. Somebody built something there that the monster broke, though. I don't think we get to see what it is. Yeah, we don't get to see what it is. It's... Could it be some kind of a bomb? Like, is this little square structure there you see right about here? And then it explodes. It looks like it's got wind element to it. Oh, it left a mark on the monster. That probably generates a weak spot. That probably generates a weak spot. Look. See, it's still glowing. And they broke another part, right? No, that was the kill. Oh, that's what that signified. That right there is like, oh, you can do the finishing blow now. See? That? Finishing blow time. Monster falls over, and you're like, okay, it's time to give you the finisher. Nice. Sorry about the bots, guys. I was paying attention to what is going on in here. Let me get rid of these. But yeah, that is what we've seen right now on the gameplay for Wild Hearts. I think it's looking pretty damn good, if you ask me. You know, but it's one of those things that I want to get my hands on it, and then I'll be able to really check it out. But like, see what I mean about the map potentially being huge? Like, look, are they really going to put this mountain there if you don't get to go there? Maybe in here will be like a big boss fight or something. And even though mostly it's one map, 4 seasons, maybe there'll be like a special like end boss fight, spectacle fight, secondary map or something like that. So before we leave, let's actually do a quick little poll here. Let's do a quick little poll here because I'm very curious as to how people feel about this. Like, what do you think of Wild Hearts so far? And we'll put hyped. We'll put cautiously, if I can type cautiously. Jeez, I can't type cautiously. It's cautiously optimistic. And let's add like neutral. Usually I say meh, but people give a negative connotation to meh, so I'm just going to say neutral and trash. Because somebody said earlier they thought it was trash, so I'm going to give you all a wide range of stuff. So go on ahead, vote there. We'll get a conclusion. The Phoenix looks awesome. This is the final shot because after this they fade to black. The Phoenix looks really cool. I'm very curious to see how we're going to be fighting it. If it's going to be the little, you know, jumping things. If there's one thing that I would instantly say is like, dude, I missed the energy from the original trailer. Like the original trailer had that music like boom, 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 boom. Like I wanted to see more of that, but it looks like they went when you're actually in the fight. It looks like they went more traditional with it. I wanted to see some crazy, like go crazy, go wild with it, take a chance. I think that'd be interesting, but we'll see. Ruri, not checking the website. Is there anything new on the website? Let me check. Last time we checked it. We can check it while you guys vote. Let me see. Wild Hearts. Tecmo World Gone Wild. The Hunt Begins. Gameplay trailer. Coming soon on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. This we already knew. By the way, on PC, every platform. So EA Origin, Steam, and Epic Games. Doesn't look like there's anything else on the website. Dude, more bots again? Jesus. Skynet wants to bring this live stream down. Learn more about the ancient tech Karakuri in November. So in November, they're going to be releasing more explaining how the actual building stuff works. Okay. That'll be interesting to see. That'll be another stream that we'll do for sure. Because I'm like, look, I'm going to cover this game. I don't care. Like, I know that a lot of people are like, EA this, EA that. I'm going to cover it. And if it's trash, I'll tell everybody it's trash. And if it's good, I'll tell everybody it's good. It is what it is. But I'm going to cover it because I think we need more competition in this genre for sure. I think it'll be good. Crossplay? Yes. I believe they even specify as much. I mean, they don't specify it here, but I saw in an interview that they said there was going to be crossplay. Okay, let's take a look at what the results are. We're thinking Wild Heart so far. Hyped 22%, cautiously optimistic 61%, neutral 17%, and trash only 1%. Okay. Looks like a lot of you guys are looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what they bring to the table, and I want to see if it's good or not. So we'll figure that out. I'm shocked that EA is putting it on Steam. Yeah, I know, right? Lancelot, thank you very much for the souls, by the way. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. Okay, guys, that is going to be it. If you guys enjoyed this stream, please, please, please hit the like button. It really, really helps me out. And Susan loves it when you guys hit the like button. So hit the like button and subscribe, bell notification icon, all of that jazz. Really helps me out. Thank you. Thank you very much. And stay tuned for more Monster Hunter and Wild Hearts and Dark Souls things. And also God of War in November. We will play God of War. God of War Ragnarok, of course. So thank you. And thank you all very much for the support today. I appreciate it. Thank you. See you guys later. Have a good one, team.